Have you ever had someone in your life who seemed sweet on the surface, but deep down lived to tear you down? Someone who tried to steal your friends, your spotlight, even your identity? Well, what if I told you that I served my revenge so perfectly? She literally branded herself with it for the rest of her life. If you've ever wished you could clap back at someone who thought they could walk all over you, you're going to love this story. Make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you enjoy satisfying revenge. And let's get into one of the wildest, pettiest, and most permanent paybacks I've ever heard. I was 25 at the time. Life wasn't perfect. I had a solid friend group, people who had stuck by me through some rough chapters, including my divorce, which at 25 already felt like an entire lifetime of lessons crammed into one. And then Peggy arrived. She was introduced to me through a mutual friend, someone new in town, moving into the apartment next to one of our closest group members. On paper, she seemed harmless. Another 25-year-old woman looking for friends, trying to settle into a new city. But the moment I met her, I felt it in my bones. This wasn't going to end well. She had that smile, the kind where the corners of the lips curl, but the eyes stay sharp. And then came the backhanded compliments. You know the kind. Oh wow, you're so brave to wear that dress. I could never pull it off with my body type. It's not a compliment. It's a disguised jab, dipped in sugar to make you feel crazy if you call it out. Still, I told myself, don't judge too quickly. People have off days. So I invited her to a game night at my place. That was my first mistake. Game 1, sardines. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like reverse hide and seek in the dark. One person hides, and everyone else has to find them. When you find them, you join them until the last seeker discovers the whole group. It was late, the drinks were flowing, and the house was buzzing with that warm, goofy energy only friends can create. I was laughing, searching through the dark with my hands out. My forehead smacked hard into a wooden shelf. Pain exploded behind my eyes. I stumbled back, clutching my head, and then I heard it. Her laugh. Peggy's laugh. She was standing there, smirking in the dim light, telling the entire group, I pushed her. I found him first. That's why I did it.
And let's continue. I showed up in the stairwell around 6 wearing the only decent shirt I owned. And that's when Mom blocked me like a bouncer. Please don't make tonight complicated, she said. I stared at her. It's my birthday too, I said. No yelling, no drama, just the truth. She didn't even blink, just stepped back like I'd said something dirty. Dad walked up behind her with that tight-jawed look he used when he wanted me to shut up without saying it out loud. So I stood in the kitchen doorway while Grant worked the room like a damn senator. He was shaking hands with our old Little League coach, laughing with the neighbor who never remembered my name. Dad made a big show of lifting the keys like it was some kind of surprise, and the crowd went wild. Grant didn't even look at me. Or if he did, he looked past me. That was the part that burned. We shared a room for 17 years. He knew every bad habit I had, every dream I kept under my mattress, and still nothing. I turned around and walked back upstairs without a word. I packed a backpack with what little I had, an acceptance packet to a metalworking apprenticeship in Pittsburgh, on $29 mowing lawns and fixing fences, and a folded bus schedule I'd picked up just in case. Around 8:40, the DJ hit that awful remix Grant loved. I waited until they were mid-cheer, then slipped out the side gate. No one saw. No one called my name. The yard lights didn't even flicker. The bus left Providence at 10:35 p.m. I sat at the station and kept my phone on loud, expecting at least one text, one call, someone realizing I was gone. At 1:12 a.m., already halfway across Massachusetts, my screen finally lit up. It was from Grant. He wrote, Mom says you're being dramatic. Where are you? I looked at it, powered my phone off, and didn't turn it back on for a long, long time.
We were at a friend's place, and I was excitedly describing the design. That's when I noticed her face. Her eyes lit up. Her lips curled into this grin that screamed, I'm going to take this from you. And that's when my light bulb went off. The next time she asked me about it, I was ready. Oh yeah, I said casually. I've been obsessed with the movie Spirited Away since I was a kid. My dad showed it to me, It would be amazing to get Hakutha dragon wrapping around my arm. Now, Peggy had never even heard of the movie. She asked me a few questions. I hyped it up. And then I told her, you should watch it. I thought that would be the end of it. A harmless lie to throw her off the scent of my real design. But Peggy, she took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. 2 weeks later, she rolled up her sleeve with a flourish. And there it was. A giant, sprawling, spirited away dragon tattoo, wrapping around her arm exactly as I had described. I stared at it, blinking, my brain trying to catch up with reality, waiting for me to cry, to scream, to beg for an explanation. But instead, I smiled, because the truth was, she thought she'd stolen something from me. But all she'd done was brand herself with my lie. That night, I went home and laughed until my stomach hurt. Then I felt guilty for a moment, like maybe I'd gone too far. But then I remembered the shelf, the divorce comment, the months of humiliation. No, this wasn't just petty. This was justice. Fast forward 2 years. I'd moved on with my life, one that honored my mom exactly the way I wanted. Then one day, while catching up with a friend, I confessed the truth. I admitted that I'd lied to Peggy about the spirited away dragon. My friend's jaw dropped, because she had been there at the tattoo appointment. She told me that Peggy, while in the chair, had bragged, she's going to be so upset. This is the exact tattoo she wanted. She really thought she'd won. She thought she'd ruined me. But instead, she gave herself a permanent reminder of just how petty and insecure she truly was. And me. I walked away with my real tattoo, my dignity intact, and the sweetest revenge inked forever into her skin. Think about it. Every time Peggy looks at that tattoo, she probably feels smug, thinking she stole something from me. But I know the truth. My friends know the truth. And the irony. That dragon has nothing to do with her life, her story, or her personality. It's mine. A story that belongs to me and my mom. She marked herself with someone else's lie, thinking it was victory. And that's what makes it the most satisfying revenge of all. Some people get exactly what they deserve, and sometimes karma doesn't have to wait. Sometimes it's delivered with a smirk, a little lie, and a tattoo needle. If this story made you laugh, or even picture your own Peggy in life, smash that like button. Tell me in the comments. What's the pettiest but most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And of course, subscribe for more stories where karma always finds its mark.